Hello, I'm Kosuke. Thank you for watching this video. This video is called Japanese Grammar for Absolute Beginners Part 1. In this video, I will explain about 7 very basic sentence patterns of Japanese. If you watch this video, you will be able to say basic sentences in Japanese. As I said, the title of this video is Japanese Grammar for Absolute Beginners Part 1. So I assume that you are a complete beginner in Japanese. I think Japanese beginners normally learn how to write Japanese characters before learning grammar. It means Japanese learners normally learn how to write Hiragana first. Hiragana is the name of the most basic Japanese characters. However, in this video, I also write the alphabet when I use Hiragana characters. So even if you still haven't remembered Hiragana characters, you can watch this video, because you can read the alphabet at the same time. But if you want to memorize Japanese characters like Hiragana or Katakana, please check my website. I made Hiragana and Katakana charts and a web application of quizzes to remember Hiragana and Katakana. I put the link to them in the description area of this video, so if you are interested in them, please check them. By the way, in this video, I will introduce 7 very basic Japanese sentence patterns. But if you already know some of them, I think you can skip them. So in that case, please check the description area of this video. I put timestamps to jump to each chapter of this video in the description area. So please select the chapter that you are interested in and jump to the next chapter or jump to the previous chapter to review it. Also, if you already know all of the sentence patterns in this video, please check the next video named Japanese Grammar for Absolute Beginners Part 2. This video series will include 5 parts. In this video, I will introduce the basic Japanese sentence patterns including Japanese nouns and adjectives. In the next video, which is part 2, I will explain a little about advanced sentence patterns and past tense. And in part 3, I will explain about the sentence patterns using Japanese verbs. And in part 4, I will explain a bit about advanced sentence patterns using Japanese verbs and past tense of Japanese verbs. And in part 5, I will summarize all the videos and I will ask questions in order to test your memory. So in this video, I will introduce 7 sentence patterns using Japanese nouns and adjectives. Okay, so let's start. In this video, I will show you some example sentences. In the example sentences, I will use some Japanese vocabulary. These are the words I will use in this video. All of them are the JLPT N5 level vocabulary. But you don't need to remember all of them for now because we will encounter them in this video over and over again. So perhaps you will remember them while you watch this video. Let's take a look at them just in case. Watashi means I or me. 学生 means student. And 犬 means dog. 動物 means animal. これ means this. お茶 means tea. 飲み物 means drink. And 食べ物 means food. はい means yes. And いいえ means no. Maybe you don't need to remember all of them now. You will remember them because we will encounter these words repeatedly in this video. And we will also see some other adjectives later. But for now, I will not show them to you. We will learn about them later. Okay, so let's start to learn the most basic Japanese sentence pattern. The first sentence pattern I will explain is A は B です。This means A is B. This is the most basic form of Japanese sentences. So please remember at least this sentence pattern from this video. A should be a noun. は is called topic marking particle. It means as for. So A は means as for A. In this sentence structure, B can be a noun or an adjective. But let's assume B is a noun for now. I will explain about adjectives in the following chapters. So for now, B is a noun. And です is a linking verb meaning B. So A は B です literally means as for A, it is B. So it means A is B. For example, 私は学生です。This means I am a student. 私は学生です。私 means I. は is a topic marking particle meaning as for. So 私は means as for me. 学生 means student. です is a linking verb meaning am in this case. So 私は学生です means as for me, I am a student. So it means I am a student. 私は学生です。私は学生です。By the way, in Japanese, we don't care if something is singular or plural. So even though the English sentence would be I am a student, there is no corresponding word to a in Japanese. In Japanese, a student and students are the same. We don't care about that as much when we speak Japanese. They are both 学生. Even though we sometimes say 学生たち to show that they are plural explicitly, it's not mandatory. And we don't use たち so often. You can just remember in Japanese, we don't care if it's singular or plural. By the way, let's get back to the main topic. Do you remember the most basic sentence pattern of Japanese? It is A は B です。We will learn more sentence patterns in this video, but all of them are based on this sentence. So this form is very important. Just in case, let's see another example sentence following the same sentence pattern. 犬は動物です。This means dogs are animals. 犬は動物です。犬 means dog. は is a topic marking particle meaning as for. So 犬は means as for dogs. 動物 means animal. です is a linking verb meaning are in this case. So this sentence means as for dogs, they are animals. So it means dogs are animals. 犬は動物です。犬は動物です。How's it going? Do you understand the most basic sentence pattern of Japanese? It is A は B です。And it means A is B. It's not that difficult for now, right? So let me ask one question. How do you say this is tea in Japanese? To give you hints, this is これ and tea is お茶. So how do you say this is tea in Japanese? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video and please think. So I will tell you the answer. The answer is これはお茶です。これはお茶です。How was it? If you couldn't answer this question, I recommend you to watch this chapter again by clicking the timestamp in the description area of this video. But if you could answer correctly, let's proceed to the next chapter. We have already learned the most basic sentence pattern. A は B です。This means A is B. When we want to make this sentence negative and say A is not B, we change this sentence a little. It's like A は B ではありません This means A is not B. If you want to make a sentence negative, please replace です with ではありません。ではありません means be not. So, A は B ではありません means as for A, it is not B. So, it means A is not B. For example, if we say 私は学生ではありません It means I am not a student. 私は学生ではありません。私 means I. は means as for. 学生 means student. And ではありません means I'm not in this case. So this means as for me, I am not a student. So it means I am not a student. 私は学生ではありません。私は学生ではありません。Let's see another example. これは飲み物ではありません。This means this is not a drink. これは飲み物ではありません。これ means this. は is a topic marking particle meaning as for. 飲み物 means drink. ではありません means is not in this case. So this means as for this, it is not a drink. So it means this is not a drink. これは飲み物ではありません。これは飲み物ではありません。Do you understand how to make a negative sentence in Japanese? Please just remember that you need to change です into ではありません to make a sentence negative. So let me ask one question now. In the previous chapter, we learned the sentence これはお茶です。This means this is tea. これはお茶です。Please make this sentence negative. It will mean this is not tea. Please make this sentence negative. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. Okay, so I will tell you the answer. The answer is これはお茶ではありません。This means this is not tea. これはお茶ではありません。これはお茶ではありません。How was it? In this chapter, please remember this becomes ではありません in a negative sentence. In the previous chapter, we learned how to make a sentence negative. In this chapter, let me explain about how to make an interrogative sentence. To explain about Japanese interrogative sentences, I need to explain about a word, か. Ka is a Japanese particle that is used when we ask a question. Ka is similar to the question mark of English. Ka is put at the end of the sentence to make the sentence interrogative. So when we want to ask a question in Japanese, we use the particle か. For example, we have already learned the most basic sentence pattern. A は B です。This means A is B. When we want to make this sentence interrogative, we just put the question marking particle か at the end of the sentence. And it becomes A は B ですか ?A は B ですか It's easy, isn't it? We just need to add a particle か at the end of the sentence. Perhaps if you are an English speaker, you want to put a question mark like A は B ですか Actually, this is also okay. We sometimes use a question mark in Japanese. However, the official and authentic Japanese language doesn't have a question mark. So when you write an official document, perhaps you should not use a question mark. Just using the particle か is enough. But When you write an email to your friends, you can use question marks. And when you read Japanese comics, maybe they include a lot of question marks as well as exclamation marks, even though that is not authentic Japanese. But in this video, I won't use question marks just in case. I will just put the question marking particle, ka, at the end of the sentences. So now, let's see an example sentence using the question marking particle, ka. 犬は動物ですか? This sentence means, are dogs animals? 犬は動物ですか? I'm not sure if you will have an opportunity to be asked this question in Japan because Japanese people probably know that dogs are animals. But this is just an example to learn the sentence structure. So let's proceed. 犬 means dog. は is a topic marking particle, literally meaning as for. 動物 means animal. です is a linking verb meaning are in this case. And か is a question marking particle that makes this sentence interrogative. So this sentence means, as for dogs, are they animals? So it means, are dogs animals? 犬は動物ですか? 犬は動物ですか? It's not that difficult, right? You just need to put か at the end of the sentence. And it becomes an interrogative sentence because of the question marking particle, か. So let me ask one question now. How do you say, is this tea? To give you hints, this is これ and tea is お茶. So how do you ask, is this tea? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video and think. So, the answer is, これはお茶ですか? これはお茶ですか? How was it? Maybe it was not that difficult because you just need to add the particle か at the end of the sentence. The affirmative sentence corresponding to this question is, これはお茶です. So, the interrogative sentence is, これはお茶ですか? The only difference is the question marking particle, か. Okay, so now let me explain how to answer the questions. In Japanese, yes is はい and no is いいえ. So you can answer the question using them. For example, if someone asks you, お茶は飲み物ですか? You can answer, はい、お茶は飲み物です。お茶は飲み物ですか? はい、お茶は飲み物です。お茶 means tea and 飲み物 means drink. So, お茶は飲み物ですか means, is tea a drink? And, はい、お茶は飲み物です means, yes, tea is a drink. Also, please remember the subject is often omitted in Japanese when it's clear. In this case, the question is in regards to tea. So we can assume the answer is also about tea. Then we don't need to say お茶は when we answer the question because it's clear that the subject of the answer is お茶. So just saying はい、飲み物です is enough. So it's like お茶は飲み物ですか? はい、飲み物です. It means, is tea a drink? Yes, it is. お茶は飲み物ですか? はい、飲み物です。And if someone asks you, お茶は食べ物ですか? You should say, いいえ、食べ物ではありません。食べ物 means food. So, お茶は食べ物ですか means is tea food? And いいえ、食べ物ではありません means no, it's not food. Since it's not food is a negative sentence, we use ではありません instead of です。So we say いいえ、食べ物ではありません。お茶は食べ物ですか？いいえ、食べ物ではありません。How was it? Do you understand how to answer the questions? So let me ask some questions regarding this. How will you answer if someone asks you, 犬は動物ですか? To give you a few hints, 犬 means dog, and 動物 means animal. So how will you answer if someone asks you, 犬は動物ですか? 犬は動物ですか? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video and think. So I will say the answer. The answer is はい、動物です。When someone asks you, are dogs animals? You should answer, yes, they are animals. So we say, はい、動物です。犬は動物ですか？はい、動物です。Then let me ask another question. How will you answer if someone asks you, お茶は動物ですか？お茶 means tea, and 動物 means animal. So how will you answer if someone asks you, お茶は動物ですか？お茶は動物ですか？ If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. So the answer is いいえ、動物ではありません。I'm not sure if someone will ask you if tea is an animal when you come to Japan, but if you meet a person who asks you this question, please reply them like this. いいえ、動物ではありません。It means, no, it's not an animal. お茶は動物ですか？いいえ、動物ではありません。Okay, how was it? Let's review what we learned for now. A は B です means A is B. And A は B ではありません means A is not B. And A は B ですか means is A B? Do you remember all of them? If you still don't understand something, please return to the previous chapters by clicking a timestamp in the description area of this video. If you already remember all of them, let's proceed to the next step. We will learn about how to use Japanese adjectives in the next chapter. In the previous chapter, we learned how to link two nouns using the linking verb wa, meaning as for. For example, if we say お茶は飲み物です。Both お茶 and 飲み物 are nouns. But in this chapter, I want to explain about Japanese adjectives. English also has adjectives, right? English adjectives are words to modify a noun that's right after it, right? Japanese adjectives are very similar to that. Japanese adjectives also modify a noun right after them. Even though Japanese adjectives can also modify other parts of speech, you don't need to know about it in this video. In this video, let's learn the basic usages of Japanese adjectives. Japanese has two types of adjectives. They are called Na-adjective and I-adjective. For example, these are Japanese adjectives. 元気な、静かな、真面目な、美味しい、高い、かわいい。元気な means energetic or healthy. 静かな means quiet. 真面目な means earnest or serious. おいしい means delicious or tasty. 高い means expensive or high. かわいい means cute. Can you tell which ones are Na-adjectives and which ones are I-adjectives? Actually, it's easy to distinguish. Please just check the last letter of them. The last letter of Na-adjectives is Na, and the last character of I-adjectives is I. It's easy to remember, right? And how to use them are similar to English adjectives. Just like English adjectives, we just need to put them right before a noun to be modified. For example, if you want to say energetic dog, you can say 元気な犬。元気な is a na-adjective meaning energetic, and 犬 is a noun meaning dog. So 元気な犬 means energetic dog. 元気な犬。Or if you want to say cute dog, you can say かわいい犬。かわいい is an I-adjective meaning cute. So かわいい犬 means cute dog. かわいい犬。Like these examples, you can put the Japanese adjective in front of a noun. Then the adjective modifies the noun. It's the same as English, right? Maybe it's not that difficult for now. So let me ask some questions. How do you say earnest student? To give you hints, earnest is 真面目な and student is 学生. So how do you say earnest student? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. So the answer is 真面目な学生。真面目な学生。It was not that difficult, right? We just need to put the na adjective 真面目な right before the noun 学生。Let me ask another question. How do you say delicious tea? To give you hints, delicious is おいしい and tea is お茶。So how do you say delicious tea? The answer is おいしいお茶。おいしいお茶。Just like the previous question, we just need to put the I-adjective おいしい right before the noun お茶。Was it too easy for you? So let me ask more questions. How do you say I am an earnest student in Japanese? How do you say I am an earnest student? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. And the answer is 私は真面目な学生です。私は真面目な学生です。Do you remember the most basic sentence pattern of Japanese? It's A は B です。And as we have already learned in the previous chapter, I am a student is 私は学生です in Japanese. Then, if you want to say I am an earnest student, you need to add the adjective 真面目な in front of the noun to be modified. In this case, we want to say earnest student. So 真面目な is put right before the noun 学生。真面目な学生 means earnest student. So the sentence becomes 私は真面目な学生です。私は真面目な学生です。How was it? So let me ask another question. How do you say I am not an earnest student in Japanese? How do you say I am not an earnest student? If you want to think for a while, please just stop this video. And the answer is 私は真面目な学生ではありません。私は真面目な学生ではありません。Did you remember what we have learned already? When we make a sentence negative, です becomes ではありません。So, I am not an honest student is 私は真面目な学生ではありません。私は真面目な学生ではありません。Let me ask the last question. How do you ask, Am I an honest student? In Japanese. How do you ask, Am I an honest student? If you remember the question marking particle ka, this question is probably not that difficult. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. So the answer is 私は真面目な学生ですか？私は真面目な学生ですか？ When you want to ask a question, you just need to put the question marking particle か at the end of the sentence. And when you answer this question, you can say はい、真面目な学生です。It means yes, you are. Or you can say いいえ、真面目な学生ではありません。It means no, you are not. Okay, in this chapter, I explained how to use Japanese adjectives. Japanese has two types of adjectives. They are Na-adjectives and I-adjectives. And both of them can modify a noun right after them. So now, let's learn some sentence patterns using the Japanese adjectives. We have already learned the sentence pattern. A は B です。It means A is B. In the previous chapter, both A and B were nouns. But in this chapter, we will learn that B can be an adjective. It will be like Noun は adjective です。Let's see some examples. 犬はかわいいです。This means dogs are cute. 犬はかわいいです。犬 means dog. は means as for. かわいい is an I-adjective meaning cute. です is a linking verb meaning are in this case. So this sentence means dogs are cute. 犬はかわいいです。犬はかわいいです。Like this example, when you use an I-adjective, we just need to put the I-adjective right before です。It's easy, right? But when you use a Na-adjective, there's another thing you need to do. When you put the Na-adjective right before です、you need to remove the letter Na from the Na-adjective. Let's see an example. 私は真面目です。This sentence means I am earnest. 私は真面目です。私 means I. は means as for. 真面目 or 真面目な means earnest and serious. です is a linking verb meaning am in this case. So this sentence means I am earnest. 私は真面目です。私は真面目です。In the previous chapter, we have already learned 私は真面目な学生です。It means I am an earnest student. In that case, we needed to say 真面目な学生. When a noun follows a na-adjective, we need to say な like 真面目な学生. However, when です follows the na-adjective, the na-adjective needs to be conjugated. And the last character, na, needs to be removed from the na-adjective. Like, 真面目です。We cannot say, 真面目なです。We need to say, 真面目です。When you put the na-adjective right before です、you need to remove the letter な from the na-adjective. So we say, 私は真面目です。Do you understand this? In this chapter, we learn the sentence pattern. Noun は adjective です。When we use an I-adjective, you just need to assign the I-adjective in this sentence pattern. But when we use a Na-adjective, we need to remove the last letter Na from the Na-adjective. Is it a little bit confusing? I hope you understood. Then let me ask some questions. How do you say tea is delicious? To give you some hints, tea is お茶 and delicious is おいしい. So how do you say tea is delicious? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. And the answer is お茶はおいしいです。お茶はおいしいです。Could you answer correctly? Since おいしい is an I-adjective, you just need to put it right before the linking verb です。Let me ask another question. How do you say I am healthy? To give you a few hints, I is 私 and healthy is 元気な. 元気な means healthy or energetic. So how do you say I am healthy? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. And the answer is 私は元気です。私は元気です。How was it? You didn't say 私は元気なです, did you? When the linking verb です follows a na adjective, we need to remove na from the na adjective. In this case, 元気な becomes 元気. So the answer is 私は元気です。私は元気です。Okay, so if you could answer this question, let's proceed to the next sentence pattern. If you couldn't answer correctly, please review this chapter again. We have already learned A は B ではありません. It means A is not B. We learned that this becomes ではありません when we want to make a sentence negative. We have already learned this. However, when we learned the negative sentence pattern, B was a noun. But in this chapter, we will learn that B can also be a na-adjective. Actually, it's not that difficult because we have already learned how to make an affirmative sentence using na-adjectives. It's easy to change an affirmative sentence into a negative sentence. For example, in the previous chapter, we learned 私は元気です。私は元気です。This means I am healthy. 私は元気です。元気 is a na-adjective. So how do you think we should say I am not healthy? It is 私は元気ではありません。私は元気ではありません。It is the same as the case of a noun. We just need to change です into ではありません when we want to make a negative sentence. I hope it's okay for you. So let me ask one question. How do you say animals are not quiet? To give you some hints, animal is 動物 and quiet is 静かな. So how do you say animals are not quiet? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. So I think we should make an affirmative sentence before making a negative sentence because an affirmative sentence is easier to make. Animals are quiet is 動物は静かです。The last character na is removed from the na-adjective 静かな because this follows it. So 静かな becomes 静か. So animals are quiet is 動物は静かです。And when we make this sentence negative, we need to change this into ではありません。It is the same as the case of a noun. So animals are not quiet is 動物は静かではありません。How was it? I hope you understand how to make negative sentences using na-adjectives. It's almost the same as the case for a noun. In the previous chapter, we learned how to make a negative sentence including a na-adjective. It's almost the same as the case for a noun. So what about I-adjectives? Actually, it is a little bit more complicated than when using na-adjectives. For example, how do you think we should say, I am not cute? Maybe before we make a negative sentence, we should make an affirmative sentence. It means we should think of how to say, I am cute. I is 私 and cute is かわいい. So, I am cute is 私はかわいいです。私はかわいいです。Then how should we make this sentence negative? It's a little bit tricky. If かわいい were an adjective or a noun, it would be easy. We just need to change です into ではありません to make a sentence negative. So, in that case, it would be like 私はかわいいではありません. Do you think 私はかわいいではありません is okay? Actually, it is grammatically wrong. We cannot put ではありません after an I-adjective. Just like the case of na-adjectives and nouns, we can also use ありません for I-adjectives. However, we don't need では. We just put ありません after I-adjectives. And when ありません follows an I-adjective, the I-adjective needs to be conjugated a little. We need to change the I-adjective's last character い into く. So かわいい becomes かわいく when ありません follows it. Therefore, I am not cute is 私はかわいくありません。私はかわいくありません。Is it difficult? Please just remember when we make an I-adjective negative, we need to change the last character い into く and replace です with ありません. So now let me ask some questions. How do you say tea is not expensive? To give you hints, tea is お茶 and expensive is 高い. So how do you say tea is not expensive? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. And the answer is お茶は高くありません。お茶は高くありません。How was it? You didn't say お茶は高いではありません, did you? Maybe it's easier to think about affirmative sentence at first. Tea is expensive is お茶は高いです。高い is an I-adjective. So when we make this sentence negative, we conjugate 高い into 高く and ありません follows it. Then it becomes 高くありません。高くありません。So tea is not expensive is お茶は高くありません。お茶は高くありません。How was it? Then let me ask another question. How do you say this is not delicious? To give you hints, this is これ and delicious is おいしい。So how do you say this is not delicious? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. And the answer is これは美味しくありません。これは美味しくありません。Since 美味しい is an I-adjective, 美味しい becomes 美味しく and ありません follows it. So if you want to say this is not delicious, you can say これは美味しくありません。これは美味しくありません。We have already learned how to make a negative sentence using adjectives. It was a little confusing, right? So now let's learn how to ask a question using adjectives. It's actually very easy. We just need to add the question marking particle か at the end of the sentence, just like we have already learned. Both Na-adjectives and I-adjectives are like that. For example, do you remember how to say I am earnest in Japanese? It's 私は真面目です。私 means I, and 真面目な is a Na-adjective meaning earnest. And the last character na is removed from 真面目な because this is following the Na-adjective. So, I am earnest is 私は真面目です。私は真面目です。Therefore, when we want to ask, Am I earnest? We say, 私は真面目ですか？私は真面目ですか？ We just need to add a question marking particle か at the end of the sentence. Is it easy for you? 真面目な is a Na-adjective. So let's see the case for an I-adjective as well. It's almost the same. For example, when we say drinks are expensive, we say 飲み物は高いです。飲み物 is drink and 高い is expensive or high. Then 飲み物は高いです means drinks are expensive. So how do you ask, are drinks expensive? Actually, it's easy. You just need to add the particle か at the end of the sentence. So it is 飲み物は高いですか？飲み物は高いですか？ This means, are drinks expensive? How was it? Maybe it's easy because you just need to add a particle か at the end of the sentence. Okay, we have already learned all 7 sentence patterns in this video. So now let me ask 10 questions to assess your memory. But before I ask the questions, let's review the vocabulary and grammar that we have learned in this video. These are the vocabulary we learned in this video. 私 means I or me. 学生 means student. And 犬 means dog. 動物 means animal. これ means this. お茶 means tea. 飲み物 means drink. 食べ物 means food. はい means yes and いいえ means no. Also, we learned 6 adjectives in this video. 元気な means energetic or healthy. 静かな means quiet. 真面目な means earnest or serious. 美味しい means delicious or tasty. 高い means expensive or high. かわいい means cute. Do you remember them? So now let's review the grammar we have learned in this video. Now let me summarize what we have learned in this video. After that, I will ask you 10 questions. This is the summary of this video. Affirmative sentence. A is B. A は B です。If B is a Na-adjective, you need to remove Na in front of です。2. Negative sentence. A is not B. If B is a noun or a Na-adjective, it is A は B ではありません。If B is a Na-adjective, you need to remove Na in front of ありません。If B is an I-adjective, it's A は B くありません。When B is an I-adjective, you need to change I in front of ありません into く。3. Interrogative sentence. Is A B? A は B ですか? To ask a question, you just need to add か at the end of the sentence. Do you remember them? If your memory is still not clear, please review the previous chapters in this video. So let me ask 10 questions. Please translate the sentences into Japanese. Question 1. Dogs are animals. Please translate this into Japanese. Dogs are animals. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. So the answer is 犬は動物です。犬は動物です。How was it? 犬 is dog and 動物 is animal. This sentence is following the most basic sentence structure. A は B です。犬は動物です。犬は動物です。Question 2. I am not a student. Please translate this sentence into Japanese. I am not a student. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is 私は学生ではありません。私は学生ではありません。私 is I. 学生 is student. When you want to make a negative sentence, you need to change です into ではありません。私は学生ではありません。私は学生ではありません。Question 3. Is this tea? Please translate this into Japanese. Is this tea? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is これはお茶ですか?これはお茶ですか?これ means this. お茶 is tea. When you want to ask a question in Japanese, you just need to put the question marking particle か at the end of the sentence. これはお茶ですか?これはお茶ですか? Question 4. I am an earnest student. Please translate this into Japanese. I am an earnest student. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is 私は真面目な学生です。私は真面目な学生です。真面目な means earnest or serious. 学生 is student. So 真面目な学生 is earnest student. And this sentence follows the most basic sentence structure. A は B です。In this case, A is 私 and B is 真面目な学生. So I am an earnest student is 私は真面目な学生です。私は真面目な学生です。Question 5. Delicious tea is expensive. Please translate this into Japanese. Delicious tea is expensive. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is 美味しいお茶は高いです。美味しいお茶は高いです。美味しい means delicious or tasty. お茶 is tea. So 美味しいお茶 is delicious tea. And 高い means expensive. This sentence follows the sentence structure. A は B です。In this case, A is 美味しいお茶 and B is 高い。So 美味しいお茶は高いです。means delicious tea is expensive. 美味しいお茶は高いです。美味しいお茶は高いです。Question 6. Energetic dogs are cute. Please translate this into Japanese. Energetic dogs are cute. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is 元気な犬はかわいいです。元気な犬はかわいいです。元気な means energetic or healthy. 犬 is dog. So 元気な犬 is energetic dog. And かわいい means cute. This sentence follows the sentence structure. A は B です。In this case, A is 元気な犬 and B is かわいい。So 元気な犬はかわいいです。means energetic dogs are cute. 元気な犬はかわいいです。元気な犬はかわいいです。Question 7. I am earnest. Please translate this into Japanese. I am earnest. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is 私は真面目です。私は真面目です。真面目な is a Na-adjective meaning earnest. However, when です follows a Na-adjective, the last character na is removed. So we cannot say 真面目なです。We need to say 真面目です。私は真面目です。私は真面目です。Question 8. Quiet dogs are not healthy. Please translate this into Japanese. Quiet dogs are not healthy. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is 静かな犬は元気ではありません。静かな犬は元気ではありません。静かな means quiet. 犬 is dog. So 静かな犬 is quiet dog. 元気な means energetic or healthy. And if です follows the na adjective 元気な, it becomes 元気です because, as I said in the previous question, na is removed when des follows a na-adjective. And in this case, we need to make the sentence negative. When the sentence is a negative sentence, we need to change です into ではありません. So when we want to say not healthy or not energetic, we need to say 元気ではありません. 静かな犬は元気ではありません. 静かな犬は元気ではありません. Question 9. Tea is not expensive. Please translate this into Japanese. Tea is not expensive. If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is お茶は高くありません. お茶は高くありません. お茶 is tea. 高い is an adjective meaning expensive. So when we want to say not expensive, we need to change the last character I into ku, and ありません needs to follow it. So 高くありません means not expensive. Please don't say 高いではありません because 高い is an adjective. We need to say 高くありません. お茶は高くありません. お茶は高くありません. Question 10. Are dogs cute? Please translate this into Japanese. Are dogs cute? If you want to think for a while, please stop this video. The answer is 犬はかわいいですか? 犬はかわいいですか? 犬はかわいいです means dogs are cute. And when we want to make an interrogative sentence, you just need to add a question marking particle か at the end of the sentence. So, are dogs cute is 犬はかわいいですか? 犬はかわいいですか? Okay, how was it? Could you answer all the questions? If you still don't remember something, please review this video. This video is Japanese grammar for absolute beginners, part 1. We will also have part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5. However, other videos are based on the grammar that we have learned in this video. So, what we learned in this video is very important. So, I would like you to remember them. If you still don't understand this video, please review this video. And if you have already understood the content of this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and check out more videos. I hope this channel can help you to study Japanese. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.